Shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin this lesson by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekak, Wadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. I'm back with another lesson, and I'll entitle this lesson, "The Spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." Because indeed, it's a constant battle with your flesh, your spirit, you get in the spirit and you want to do certain things, and your body, your flesh gets in the way, whether it be like demons fucking with your mind, and you just got to rebuke that and stay focused, stay on the path. Or even in your day-to-day life, like if you're working out, you know how your body wants to give up. You're doing a certain rep, you're doing a certain amount of push-ups, and your body wants to give up, but your body gives up before your mind. So same thing in this truth. We constantly hasten the day of the Lord. We sigh and cry unto the Lord. We want to get the fuck out of here. We want our captivity to be over. But we have to understand, and I'll bring out that precept a little later, do not make haste in the time of trouble. Hey, we got to endure. That's our rite of passage. You got to suffer. That's a big part of this truth. You got to suffer and prove your faith. It's not going to come easy. So yeah, your flesh wants to get up out of here already, but your spirit understands the mission. So let's start with the first precept, which is the book of Matthew, chapter 26 and verse 41. It reads, "Watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak." And self-explanatory, Satan, he attacks your flesh. That's how he gets us to go off. We're men. It could be with women, and there's nothing wrong with messing with multiple women, but like if there's a married woman trying to get your attention, better. As bad as she is, like as fine as she is, that's adultery. Don't touch another man's wife. Or what else? Like if you drink too much, a couple drinks is cool, but if you indulge in that, you're going off. So you just got to keep your flesh in check and constantly stay in the spirit. Pray for strength, pray for discernment, and especially in these times, because once that mark of the beast gets mandated, that MOTB, you could go days without eating. That's another way your flesh gets weak. You get hungry, But we should all practice fasting, because we might have to go a couple days without food or water. So you gotta condition your body to suffer, and that's part of the being in the spirit, because your spirit is willing through the spirit and power. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, the spirit is willing. So let's get Romans chapter 8 and verse 6. It reads, "For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace." And especially during Jacob's trouble, if you get carnal, that could lead to your demise. You can't panic. You got to just remember what we prophesied. Once all hell breaks loose, once this society collapses, Lord willing, the Lord doesn't take the spirit from us, but us Akim that have been laboring, everything that's going to come to pass, we've prophesied it week in and week out. We've warned you that this is going to happen. So once it happens, obviously we're going to be in the midst of all this. So your flesh might, you might panic, you might get frightened, but just remember, we prophesied about this. Pray to the Lord for strength, and keep pushing forward, because we understand through these scriptures, let me read it again. "For to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace." Yeah, you got to walk in the spirit to make it through these times. Pray for guidance unto the Lord, and I speak as a man. I believe He'll guide us. His elect, Lord willing, we're part of that. He'll guide His elect and help us endure and make it to that day where Yahweh Shai returns. So this Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 11, it reads, "Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Exactly. Put on that Ruach HaKodesh, Holy Spirit, and pray to the Lord, because our faith is getting ready to be tested. Our faith is going to be tested in many ways, and your flesh is standing in the way. Deny your flesh. Put on the whole armor of God. Verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. And that's heavy, because this devil, he hits us with all kinds of enchantments, all kinds of sorcery, whether it be through TV, through music, the poison they put in our food supply and our water supply. Hey, this devil's doing everything in his power to kill us, to make us go off. Verse 13. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. So, we say we serve the Lord to the best of our ability. Certain circumstances hinders us. You gotta be a man in this world. You gotta maneuver through the society, because we're in captivity. But hey, with everything we have, we give it to serve the Lord, and He sees that. If you're truly sincere, the Lord got you. If you're bullshitting, then you're gonna get sifted out. And your flesh, your flesh will be a big part of why you got sifted out. So, and another thing, just in your day-to-day life, a lot of times, like when I'm at the plantation, we understand it's slavery. Like, we're fucking slaves to this corporation. And a lot of times, I just want this shit to be over. I don't want to fucking work no more. I want the kingdom. But we have to, hey, that's your flesh talking. Your spirit, you have to endure. However, we know we don't have much longer, but this is the Lord's timing. We can't rush this. So we have to just keep it doing and do what we got to do. So this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, and I'll read a couple precepts beginning with verse 1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. And there's temptation all over the place. And we just got to stay on the path. Pray to the Lord for strength. Verse 2. Set thy heart aright, and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. And that's making haste in time of trouble. That's the flesh. You get uncomfortable. You want to get out of that situation fast. You put your hand over a flaming fire. Boom. What's your first instinct? To get your hand out of the way. So, hey, we're going to get, during Jacob's trouble, Esau coming after us, we're going to get put into some certain fucked up situations. And, hey, just take a deep breath and chill, This is part of your walk. This is part of your trial. Make not haste, Be comfortable. What do the apostles say? Be comfortable being uncomfortable. That's the only way we're going to make it and endure. Verse 3. Cleave unto him, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. You see that? So we're going to go through this hell, but Lord willing, we endure to the end, we'll be increased, in the kingdom, man. And if you're part of the elect and you make it to the kingdom, you're going to be royalty, man, for eternity. And that's what motivates us. That's what keeps us going. And, hey, wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of these times. We're going to be in certain situations, but if you've been rooted and you labored and you did what you had to do, you have peace of mind. You have a sound mind, even though you're in a fucked up situation, Verse 4. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. And that's what I just said. We're going to be put in certain situations. We're not going to take that mark. We're not going to be able to work. We're not going to be able to pay for your house, pay for your food. Hey, but the Lord got you. You just have to try your faith, Verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. And that's powerful, man. Because, hey, he has to burn our impurities. We're in this wicked flesh. We've gone off many times, many lifetimes, But this is the final captivity, and we're here. We're at the finish line. So hey, it's gonna be the hardest part, but the end of the tunnel, the glory, the kingdom is not gonna compare, you know. So hey, we gotta keep pushing. So the last precept I had is Matthew chapter 16 and verse 25. It reads, "For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it." And this is powerful because when I read this, I think of when that, you know, the MOTB gets mandated. The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna want to eat. You can't eat, so your flesh is gonna get weak. Like, damn, your family is gonna press you. Your wife and kids is gonna press you. Hey, but you can't give in, you know, because you understand, you take that chip, you're gonna be tormented in that lake of fire. So yeah, you might you attempt to save your life by taking that chip, but in the end you're gonna lose. And another thing, let me read the second half. "And whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it." Yeah, you deny that you, and carnally speaking, in someone's eyes, in Esau's eyes, you don't take this chip, you sign your death certificate. Little do they know the Lord's gonna provide miracles for us, spiritual power. So in their eyes, you just lost your life, but literally you found it. You escaped that lake of fire because you chose not to bow down to Esau. So hey, we're at the finish line, we're at the end of this thing, and it's gonna get hard, but we just have to remember, deny your flesh, stay in the spirit, pray, and that we make it through these times. So I pray this lesson was edifying. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rekah Kudash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to the hopeful elect. On to the next lesson. Shalom.